All right. Hey, Hacksters. Welcome to Thursday. It's kind of a throwback Thursday as well as other things. In the Northern Hemisphere, the days are starting to get shorter and darker and dimmer, and we don't have a lot of time to work on stuff that we want to get out before the end of the year. And so I wanted to share something that I put together for the Arm AIoT Dev Summit this week and talk to a bunch of cool folks about at the conference. This is rapid prototyping tools for IoT and beyond. So we're going to talk about enclosures, we're going to talk about shortcuts that you can take, and since it's Throwback Thursday, I'm going to take a look back through some previous posts I made about resources that I created for you. First up, we have this presentation, which is available online. I'm going to see if I can pull this up for everyone, because it might be in a different window. Here we go. Yes. Good. Okay, cool. So, I guess that didn't work. There we go. All right. Yeah, rapid prototyping tools for IoT. Let's put it back here. There we go. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. There we go. First up, I talked about the Bantam PCB Mill, which is this little friend I have right next to me, actually. Can I show you this? It's got some stuff on it, but it is a desktop size mill that you can use to create PCBs and more, including they have tutorials for like dog tags, keychains, milling your own jewelry out of aluminum and stuff like that, and then of course you can make your own PCBs. So this is a great way if it's super last minute and you want to make that special PCB design at the last possible second. You don't have to panic and figure out which fab house is going to be fastest. You can just mill it on your own out of single or double-sided PCB substrate, so FR1 or FR4, and yeah, it's done. It's there. It's in your hands in like an hour, depending on how fast you are, how simple the design is, and how complex it is to route out or mill out. Yeah, I've done this a few times. It's really great. And you can make really pretty jewelry and stuff on it too, like lapel pins that light up, badge love, good stuff. Why did I say not incredibly durable? Oh, the results that you get from this, if you don't like reinforce the copper, it can peel off of the PCB substrate. So you would want to reinforce that with like hot glue or something, or make sure that your copper parts, if they're under stress, are pretty large. Yeah, there's integrations with Fusion 360 and Patcher, both of which will output files that this guy can use. You can import gerbers and SVGs, lots of cool stuff. And in terms of SVGs, it integrates with one of my favorite apps that I always talk about, so I'll keep it short this time. Adobe Capture lets you go from a Sharpie sketch to an SVG file in seconds, literally. Really nice, slim but powerful editing features. Just take like a simple image like the Hackster logo or whatever, take a high contrast image of it with the app, and then just pull it into Inkscape or Tinkercad if you want to extrude it into something 3D or whatever, or throw it on your embroidery machine. You can totally do that as well. I've used it to create embroidery designs in Embird or Embrilliance. Yeah. Anyway, good stuff. You can put it in a laser cutter. You can do anything with it. It's great. Adobe Capture. CAD for 3D printing. I'm going to go through a couple layers. This first layer is what I call like Polaroids or Tinker Toys. Really Tinker Toys. So I consider Glowforge like the Tinker Toys of laser cutters, because it's not super powerful. You can't like, you don't have all these tight little features where you can be like, I want the alignment to be right here. You have to kind of calibrate that in the machine's own ecosystem, which is kind of a pain. And if you don't have a bunch of extra draft board lighting around, it's But so Tinker Toys, right? That for CAD, for designing 3D objects. My faves are Tinkercad. Ooh, I should have mentioned Thingiverse. Thingiverse is great. No, go back. Thingiverse is an online resource where you can find free 3D models for all kinds of stuff, and they may be under different open source licenses. They may be like Creative Commons, with attribution, non-commercial, don't edit it, whatever, different options. But you can use them for various things, and so it's really nice and fun to grab an STL file off of that. And unlike some more advanced software, actually, you can just pull in the STL and then mash it together with other stuff, like other STLs you've downloaded, or, for example, in Tinkercad, usually what you're doing is using spheres and cubes and cylinders and pyramids and even letter forms and stuff to combine them into one glorious piece. And you can use them either as solid parts or as holes. So you can make like a cylinder-shaped hole in something using the same cylinder shape, and then you just turn it into a hole. It's very different from other methodologies, but I think that it is a good sort of starting point for people. It's not going to teach you how to use other CAD, but it'll get you familiar kind of with like what these are. And it's great for smashing two models together. Like, for example, go to Thingiverse, find a GoPro mount, smash it together with whatever you want. Then I have my companion robot mount. That's Archimedes sits on a GoPro mount. Or like a Raspberry Pi case or a microbit case. You can find one that suits your needs, mash it up with, like, for example, I found a little microbit stand. I mashed it up with a cylinder so that I could mount it on my bike handlebars. Perfect. Easy. No problem. Didn't have to mess around with parametric variables and whatever. Super simple stuff like that. Mesh Mixer is the same, pretty much. It's a little bit more complex. It runs offline, so you can download the program yourself and run it, and then all your stuff is on your machine. Two different approaches. I like Tinkercad because I'm a scatterbrain, and also my laptop just got stolen, and that means that I still have all my files because they're in Tinkercad. They're just in the in my account on there. And then Mesh Mixer, you have to download it and install it, but then you can use it offline. Similarly, Onshape.com is fantastic. That's the sort of next level above that I would say most people can use. Beyond this level, you get into specialized tools. I would say that SketchUp, for example, is a specialized tool that's better for architecture. I would say that SolidWorks is better for mechanical engineers. And those are things that maybe, and like Rhino is more, whatever. They may be expensive, they may require a lot of training to use and a lot of hotkeys and stuff. I never had a good time with Blender because you just gotta learn the learning curve was so steep. These two are pretty friendly from the get-go. They both have this history feature where you can go back and edit prior steps in what you've been doing, so that and have that like echo back forward through your model, and hopefully it resolves. And maybe it doesn't. We'll find out. Onshape is your browser-based version. You can do formulas, you can have variables. So if you have 10 holes in a design and you need them all to be the same size, and then whoops, you made them 5 millimeters when you need them to be 3.5, then you can just go back and do that, and it's really simple, unlike with the previous ones. Same with Fusion 360. It is a large download, but you can edit offline. The files are also stored in an online account that you have, so if you still have access to them. And it has native integration with Eagle CAD for PCBs, so that can be really nice because you can just import them and like mash them together and make sure that everything is going to fit real nice before you go ahead with production or even physical prototyping. Just do it all virtually. So they each have their own little weird foibles. If you're a student, go wild. If you're not, or you can't legitimately pretend to be, Onshape has a free plan, but everything is open, so your files are all public. They also have various paid versions and tiers. Fusion 360 is pretty similar. They have like a free license for a year that I had, or 5 years or something, that expired, and it's kind of hard for me to get a new one, and I'm like hassling them to be like, give me free Fusion 360, I want to model stuff, but I guess favoritism isn't a thing anymore. Or I'm not their favorite. That's fine. That's fine. Next up, if you get all your stuff modeled and you don't have a 3D printer on hand, or you don't have the time to do it, you have to get on a plane and it needs to be waiting for you on the other end. There's ways you can do that. Shapeways is an online printing service. 3D Hubs is one that I used to use when I was traveling and didn't have my crap together and had to go get something printed in Germany when I was still in San Francisco, so that I would go there and pick it up and it would like be there. So it's nice because I didn't have to spend the 18 hours printing it and having it maybe not come out right, and then it'd be my responsibility to fix it instead of like who made it. So Shapeways is great. Online 3D printing service. You can get all kinds of different materials. Flexible materials, ABS, PLA, metallic, whatever. You can get actual metal. I think it's sintered. It might be 3D printed in like wax and then cast or something. But someone else was saying that the ring that I have from them, which is raw bronze, is sintered. Yeah, you can get different finishes on the metals. So you can get polished silver, raw silver, so it still looks like a 3D print, but it's metal. You can get gold, you can get platinum. It's kind of incredible. You can lose all your money very quickly, I assure you. And you can do really small pieces. And fictive, I have not tried. Same for all the rest of these, actually. Pinocchio and Proto Cafe are based in the Bay Area, if you are too. Cool. And yeah, Pinocchio, at the very least, the smallest order they will do is one of something, so you can definitely get that done. Shapeways and 3D Hubs also will print one of something for you. Design resources. There's this template maker that I love, and of course it didn't come out as a link here. Templatemaker.nl, and let me just pull this up for you because it's so cool. I'm just gonna make it happen. Templatemaker.nl. Now if I close this window, can we see the other window? Let's find out. Yes, good, cool. So templatemaker.nl. It looks pretty intense up here, but that's just because there's a ton of different things you can use. So you can make a cake slice box, you can make a card box, a coffin, a truncated cone, a milk carton, all these things that you can laser out of paper or vellum or thin plastic or whatever. You can just go on here and look, polygonal shaped box with lid, and you just put in your units, millimeters, centimeters, inch, inner diameter, number of sides, height, lid height, clearance as a percentage. You can make a mailer, you can make a polygonal based pyramid, you can make, that's an ad, pyramid shaped box, matchbox, box with lid, milk carton, rhombus shaped box with lid, cylinder with mitered edge. What more could you ask for? Soma cube, multi-sheet box, coffin again, sphere, parallelepiped, star shape, all kinds of cool stuff. Passepartout, cool. Police say to carry this. Why are you showing me this so much? Maybe because I said burglary. But yeah, lots of cool stuff. All parametric, all stuff you can model. Just do it, create it, download it. It's yours. You can put whatever you want in it. I want to use this to make robots. It's gonna be so cool. You can I could print on the paper first, and then, well, no, I could print the template out first. No. I could import the template into a graphics editing program. Then I could put a design on it. Then I could print it out, and then I could cut it out with scissors, or I could try and laser etch and cut the whole thing. That would be so cool. Imagine how easy. I've really wanted to make papercraft robot enclosures for a long time, and this would be a good shortcut. Whew. Pardon. Exploding box. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. So cool. Let's go back to the other page, because that still had some good stuff on it. Make a box and maker case and boxes.py. These are all resources that you can use to make a custom box for laser cutting. So I think I used maker case for this one. You just put in what type of joints you want. That could be finger joints like this, or T-slots where you put a screw in. You would have another piece coming like this, and then you have a little slot here with a slot going down to it, so that then you would put a screw in through there and have a nut there, and it would hold everything together if you wanted to use fasteners instead of adhesives. Yeah, and boxes.py is basically a list of Python resources that will help you generate a box. You can set things like kerf and yeah, how many tabs. You can also have just flat sides if you want, depending on which of these tools you use. I recommend checking them all out and seeing what best fits your need. Again, all the links to these are in the slideshow, which is linked in the description of this video. This is something that I made last year. And this is where the throwback part comes in. I released this as a card design that you can make on our blog and in a video. So if you look for laser, wrapping paper, and new card, 2 years ago, I made a snowflake-inspired design in Onshape for laser-etched wrapping paper. This is done as a vector, so you have to set the settings really, really low, and I was doing it on thick brown paper. So it goes pretty fast, but it's also pretty complex. So you might want to convert it to some other form first, and just etch it anyway. Oh, pardon. Anyway, that is available as a file for you. There's 2 different versions. There's the beautiful version, and then there's the simple version, which is a little faster. And you can see some process photos. And then also, I made this design for a greeting card for all the maker-type people in your life. If you want, you can take it, you can etch it on a piece of card, you can put it on whatever, and it's just kind of a cute little thing that I made in Onshape, which is one of those online CAD tools. It's actually my favorite one. I really like it because it's a nice balance of power and ease of use, and includes parametric functions, which I really like. So yeah, that is, what about the box? Oh yeah, and then there's more links to make a box and maker case and template maker.nl. Let's look at the other 2 real quick. Oh yeah, and NASA also made your own printable wrapping paper. Where is it? Oh no, it's long gone by now. Curses. Well, before they had their own wrapping paper and it was really cool and you could print it out. But here's the make a box version. Width, height, depth of the box, kerf, margin, padding, stroke, all this stuff, inches, millimeters, etc. And maker case. This is this one. I think this is the one that allows you to choose. Yeah, you can choose whether it's an open or closed box, and then flat finger edges, finger edges, or T-slots. Beautiful. Look at that. Yeah, so do you see how you would put sort of the screw goes in the side like this, and then you have this nut here that it screws into, and that holds the whole thing together. So yeah, before I wrap up here, get it, because wrapping, I'm gonna take a look at the comments and see what we've got going on, if anyone said anything. Brian Humphrey says, hi from Kentucky. Hi, Brian Humphrey from San Francisco. Marcio says, here is Brazil heat, and it looks like winter is coming. Yes, it's definitely coming here. I would believe that in Brazil it would be turning into summer right now. Terrifying. I'm not a person who's super great with lots of heat or lots of cold, so I'm pretty happy to be hanging out here in the Bay. But whatever your weather, I hope you have a splendid rest of your whatever time it is there. Rest of your day or night. I'll catch you soon, and hack on.